Hello again, friends. We're in Olympic National Park today. We're going to go onto the Hurricane Hill Trail, and we'll get up to about 5,700 feet. It is a climb of about 1.6 miles, and we'll gain about 700 feet in elevation. So we'll probably see some wildlife, maybe some deer, chipmunk, marmot, maybe even a bear. We've seen them up here before. And I hope you enjoy our little visit to the Hurricane Hill area. A little bit of snow remaining here in this section, and I can remember last year we came along here on our early hike and we barely were able to make it, maybe in the last foot of this trail on the edge to get past the bank of snow. So it has melted out some. See quite a few people up on the trail ahead, up in that area there. There's about half a dozen anyway. Great views of the Bailey Range, Mount Appleton. This is right around the area where the trail to Little River branches out. It goes down over that way. Oh. In fact, you can see the sign right here for Little River Trail. It goes down about 8 miles, connects into the Little River Road. It's one that I've not been on before. And we'll do some exploring in that area this year. More remnants of snow here as we get to the steep part. No playing around after this, it just goes straight up. Oh. I'm going to turn around here and give you a view of Mount Angeles, our first. So you've got third peak, second top, and first top. I don't know if you can see where I pointed there, but now that's back into the Elwha Valley. It seems to be a little hazy as we look down towards Mount Anderson. Very steep stretch there. Get the blood pumping good. Bailey Range. Down to Dodger Point, where there's still a lookout. I have a video of Dodger Point if you want to look that up. And the heart of the Olympics. Just a beautiful panorama. Yeah, I kind of figured there might be some snow left in this location here. Looks like I have a windfall. Thank you. I don't have a spike, so it's a little slippery. There's a few people who come through here for that to be warned on that much. This was an old roadway. The current highway to Hurricane Ridge, I believe it's finished in 1957 or 1958. But the original road came up from the Elwha, from the Civilian Conservation Corps camp on the Elwha, where the ranger station and those buildings still are present. We've shown them in many of our videos. And they built the road to Hurricane Ridge via the Whiskey Bend Road. So it's now known as the Whiskey Bend Road. Originally was built for the purpose of coming up to Hurricane Ridge. And then the section that goes from Whiskey Bend the Wolf Creek Trail that emerged in the area of right between Hurricane Hill and Hurricane Ridge. And so that was built in 1928. The first road to Hurricane Ridge appeared up in the Big Meadow in 1928. Hi there. So the Hurricane Ridge Lodge was built in the mid-1950s and dedicated by Senator Henry Jackson. He was there. And then in the late 50s, shortly thereafter, they started constructing the road to Port Angeles. That is now the main road that goes down the south side of Klahanie Ridge to the tunnels, and then to Heart of the Hills and down into Port Angeles. And that is a more modern two-lane road. This original road was just, constructed for old-time automobiles, very narrow. So we're going to trudge along here in the snow for a little bit, and then I think here in maybe about 150 yards or so, we're going to emerge back into the clearing, and it will be clear the rest of the way. This is still pretty deep here. I'd imagine it's at least a few feet deep anyway. About a foot deep or so here, maybe 2 feet. So we see a little bit of asphalt. So right up ahead, you can see, you may not be able to see, they're quite distant, but up there there's 3 people standing at the edge where the interpretive sign is, at the top of Hurricane Hill. All covered with snow here, but in the summer, there's a marmot burrow nearby. Good place to see a marmot. And we're back onto the paved trail for a moment in any case. But then we'll start doing the switchbacks up and get to Hurricane Hill. I'm going to wait here for a moment while these people pass.
That guy that was going to go ski up there, he put his skis back on up on his backpack.
Oh, he's got a hike on?
Yeah, I think so.
You don't want to cut the switchbacks because you can see there's damage to the meadow there where people walk up. I don't know what he was talking about there earlier about somebody putting on skis, because there's no way to ski down. Unless he does cross country from right in here. Flowers out down here already. And it switches back. There's people there going up and coming down. Right. Wonderful views. That is the ridge between Cat Peak and Mount Carey. It's called the Catwalk. It's the beginning of the Bailey Range Traverse. That is Mount Appleton. I That high spot you see ahead is where the old 1930s fire lookout and the 1940s aircraft watching station was at. Herb Chrysler was up there with his wife, and during World War II, throughout the winter. There's a nice video of that on YouTube you can watch. Now up ahead on the left that goes through that meadow is the trail that goes down to the Elwha from Hurricane Hill. We're going to do that later this summer as soon as the snow melts in that section there, because for the first mile or so it's along the top of Hurricane Hill and starts tapering down, then very steeply drops down into the Elwha. We want the snow to be melted before we try that. "5 miles and a drop of almost 5,000 feet. I think the smart choice is to start uphill and go down. Wonderful scenery. You can see a lot of clouds on the other side of the ridge there. That's Pacific clouds encroaching on the area. Supposed to be a couple of systems coming in tomorrow and the next day. So this was a good choice for today when you could actually see something up here. We were up here last week and Hurricane Hill was completely enclosed in clouds. We'll go off on a little side trail here and see what we can see down below. And it is cleared off a little bit. I can see across the strait of Juan de Fuca and see Souk Harbor over on Vancouver Island. point this down a little bit. Still a lot of snow out down there. Somebody skied down there fairly recently, it looks like. And the Unicorn Peaks, two of them there. That one you can barely see, but we can't see down into Port Angeles. We can see beyond to Vancouver Island and the San Juan Islands, but no view of Port Angeles today, because I thought would be the case. That's what happened when I was down below. I could tell that it was kind of obscured up here. On the way the final few feet, the side of the old cabin that was attached to the rocks with steel cables.
Hello.
Yikes.
Yeah. Looks like there's a forest fire.
Friends, I hope you've enjoyed today's visit to Hurricane Hill in Olympic National Park. I appreciate you all subscribing to our channel and viewing our videos, and we'll have many more adventures coming up this summer. Until next time, so long, friends.